What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame, man. Tonight we got an interesting one against the Houston Rockets. Now, this team is red hot, man. They're currently 17-4, one of the hotter teams in the NBA. They're hotter than Hot Pockets right now. And it's going to be a crazy game. Hopefully, we compete just like we did versus the Golden State Warriors. I don't expect anything much other than us competing, right? That's what we expect from this team, night in and night out. And that's the one consistent thing that has been going down all season long. What's up, Brian Cruz? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, everybody. What's up? What's up? Okay, so interesting chatter here. Obviously, we're facing the Houston Rockets. Like I said, they've been red hot. They recently got Chris Paul back. And shout out to the LA Rams who just got another victory. Just sealed it off right now versus the Arizona Cardinals. So that's good news. That's one young LA team doing good. It's going to be crazy, guys, because Chris Paul always kills us over here, right? And we're going to Houston, so it's going to be a really tough game. The bearded one is pretty hard to stop. It's going to be interesting to see KCP guarding him this season. What's up, LA Forever? Welcome to the live stream, bro. What's up, everybody? Okay, so we face this team tonight. They average about 113 points scoring-wise, and they score with ease under that Mike D'Antoni running gun system. But the one thing we do know about them is their defense is subpar. Therefore, they'll let teams back into the game as long as the team is locked in and ready to go toe-to-toe with the scoring prowess of the Houston Rockets. Yes, we could win tonight. I still believe in this team and all that. But it's going to be crucial that Brandon Ingram continues to ball the way he's been balling. Kyle Kuzma continues to play good off the bench with Clarkson, Randall. And again, if we can get anything from Brook Lopez, who's been, gone for a while. He's over there and on vacation still mentally. If we can get anything from him, that'd be a huge plus. Tonight, I think Lonzo Ball's going to be crucial, man. If he can get on their rebounds on the glass. Clint Capella's a beast down low, so he's going to probably want to have his way with Brook Lopez and Larry Nance. So they're going to need some help on the boards, and I think, I think LA Forever has a good point. He says, I'd rather see Thomas Bryant get minutes than Brook. That would be nice. This would be a perfect game to throw him out there and let him bang down low versus those bigs. Of course, turnovers have been killing us all season long. We have to try to limit those no matter what. It's been tough, but we'll see if we can limit those tonight. And I wanted to talk about something interesting. Rob Pelinka was recently on the radio. I read an article that he claims that there's going to be a lot of trade activity around December 15th is going to start, which tells me that one of two things. Either A, they might have a trade in the works already, just waiting for the date to finalize it, and B, it might include either Brook Lopez or KCP, or who knows if both. One thing's for sure, the Lakers are going to try their darndest to get rid of that Luol Deng contract. I am sure of it. I'd hate to see Julius or Clarkson or anybody we're attached to go, but it might be a possibility, so we got to keep an open mind. The front office knows what they're doing. It's crazy, man. Something's going to go down. Like I said, Magic doesn't strike me as a type that sits on his hands, and Rob Pelinka made some interesting comments about how him and Magic are always looking to improve the roster and fill the gaps and the voids that we have. Now, obviously, this year, a major gap and void we have is three-point shooting. So, therefore, maybe around December 15th, we try to go out for a shooter. Get somebody who can spread the floor for us. Maybe we trade somebody who hasn't been getting a lot of minutes like Brook Lopez. Or, something along those lines. Or maybe this is all a salary dump to try to get Luol Deng off the books. I'm not sure what's going to go down, but I do know something is going to go down. I guarantee there's going to be at least one trade before the trade deadline for the Lakers. What it is and what the magnitude of this trade is, I don't know. But I am pretty sure that Magic and Rob Pelinka are cooking something up. He already has that date circled around his calendar. So that's very telling, guys. And one thing about Rob Pelinka and Magic is they've always been open and they've always said they always show their hand, right? They always say what they plan on doing, like going after 2 max free agents this summer. Stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. This already lets me know they already probably have a trade in the works, and I'm very curious to see who's gonna go. Like I said, I pray to God it's not one of the guys we're attached to, but if it is, I will understand because at the end of the day, Magic and Rob know exactly what they're doing, even more so than I, You know, so I support the front office. So far, they haven't failed me. They've brought in Corey Brewer. They've brought in KCP, who has made our defense better, even though his offense is inconsistent. You know, they've brought in Kuzma via trade and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys read, but recently it was reported that the San Antonio Spurs, had we not traded up to get Kyle Kuzma, we're going to get him, and they had a pick right after us. So obviously, we've been making good trades left and right. Corey Brewer was another one that very under the radar trade, and it worked. So maybe they'll bring in a veteran that can contribute right away. Maybe just an expiring contract trade. Man, we can go in many different directions. During this part of the segment, I'd love to get you guys involved and hear what kind of trade ideas you guys have. Man, I love talking to you guys, and anytime you guys get ideas, brewing up there, I would like for you guys to share them. So please drop a comment. Let me know. I'll read your comments right now, and we'll see what's up. Okay, let's start with this one. Dan, would you trade for Frank Kaminsky, right? I believe it's Frank you're talking about. You know what? He's a good big man who can stretch the floor, but we need better rebounding. If we're gonna get a big that's gonna get major minutes, I prefer to have somebody who's gonna bang down low than shoot. I want my shooting to come from the wings, and vice versa. But if the price is right, I'm always open to anything. I know Jahlil Okafor is also an option. He could be had, according to reports, for a second round pick, which is very low, and he's a low risk, high reward. If Magic sees, we can have him for the low price, very low price, then I can see something like that happening just as an experiment, since none of our bigs really have been able to really dominate in the paint. So, Dan, Brook Lopez, Julius Randle, Clarkson, and a pick for Cousins. Ooh, that's an interesting one, Alex. Okay, so Brook Lopez, who's an expiring contract, we're not going to re-sign anyway, so there's no value there. Julius Randle definitely has some value, but whatever team trades for him is going to have to pay him if they want to keep him long term. And Jordan Clarkson, who is a Sixth Man of the Year candidate for DeMarcus, a perennial All-Star. I think I would pull that trigger simply because it does multiple things, right? It adds our star, and he's ready and primed to go recruit in free agency. And on top of that, we get a couple of contracts off the books. So maybe, yes, that would be something that I'd potentially look at. It's going to be tough to give up both Julius and Clarkson, but I have a feeling Randall's not a part of our future based on his role and what he wants for himself moving forward in his career. So interesting trade there. I'd definitely consider that if I'm Magic and Rob. Anytime you can land a star for sure, it's a good idea, but we'll see. Dan, what flavor of potato chips can we get for Larry Nanson's stew? I think lemon Lay's, bro. Nothing too spicy, but something just bland and. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, I love Larry Nance. I wouldn't trade him. He's a glue guy, man, honestly. But he needs to be coming off the bench. That's where his value truly shines. We should trade for Lou Williams. Oh, no. I know you're just joking, bro. But, nah, we don't need another, ball-hogging type guard. We just got rid of Nick Young, so that's why these young kids are shining. What's a good trade for PG right now? Paul George. Well, he's on an expiring contract, and he hasn't really shown indication that he's going to resign in Oklahoma City. So his trade value would probably be similar to what the Indiana Pacers got, right, for him. So maybe Jordan Clarkson and Ivica Zubac or something like that. Two guys with high upside, one that's already producing. I wouldn't give up much more than that, honestly, because I feel like he's already 1 foot in Staples Center. Like, I feel like we're getting him. Any trade that'll get us J.R. Smith, he's unhappy. That's interesting, but see, J.R. Smith falls into the same category. I'm not sure he fits in Luke Walton's system. We already have somebody who can fill it up, and that's Kyle Kuzma, and he always gets scolded. So J.R. Smith is even more trigger happy, and he takes lower IQ shots, so I'm not sure he would fit in. That's the reason we got rid of Lou Williams, Nick Young, and those types of players. They don't fit in Luke Walton's system. Unless you're a star, you don't have that green light. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the compliment. Dan, Dan, who would we trade for KCP? Now, that is an interesting trade piece, okay? He's an expiring contract for sure, and again, whoever trades for him is going to be has to be willing to pay him the big bucks to get him to stay there long term. I think we could land a first-round pick for KCP, but I don't think we should get a contract in return. If we're going for Paul George, we got to leave that cap space open. So maybe we can get a first-round pick and an expiring contract. Something like that, I'd be happy with. That way we can open up even more minutes for Jordan Clarkson and Josh Hart. DeMarcus Cousins to the Houston Rockets would make them win the NBA championship next season when he becomes a free agent. I don't know. DeMarcus Cousins is great. Yeah, he fits in the high scoring. But I still feel like he needs to slow it down at times to dominate in the half court and play to his advantages. I feel like I don't know if he would fit in Houston. He would just be a pick and roll option and somebody to stretch the floor. I'm not. They like the running gun, so I'm not sure they slow it down for him. We'd be the better option personally. Rob Pelinka expects more trade activity than usual beginning December 15th. Yes, I just mentioned that earlier in the video, bro. If you didn't hear it, you can always rewind it. We're definitely talking potential trades and interesting moves. When will Klay Thompson be available? He's not a free agent until not this summer, but the next one. And I don't think he's going anywhere, honestly. No Anthony Davis trades, please. He is hurt every year. Yeah, and I wouldn't trade for Anthony Davis simply because the Pelicans are going to be looking for an overhaul for Anthony Davis. The one team I can see actually has the ability to get AD is the Boston Celtics, but they have good chemistry, and I don't know why they would want to mess that up right now. The Boston Celtics could offer a huge package, and they have draft picks, young players, and everything that they need. I agree. Yeah, Ingram and Kuzma, I guarantee you, aren't going anywhere. Nor is Lonzo Ball. The only player I'm willing to trade right now is only Lopez and KCP, Dan. I hope we would trade it for a draft pick. More playing time for rookies. Yeah, I agree. At this point, those KCP has been solid for us, but he hasn't really at least lived up to my expectations from what I've seen him doing in Detroit. He shows flashes from game to game, right? But I just don't like forced shots, and I feel like he takes a little too many of those. He shoots it like he was Steph Curry at times. That just bothers me a little bit, and I feel like it takes away from smarter possessions. So, yeah, I could definitely see us, like I said, getting a first-round pick and an expiring contract for him. That would be perfect. If Magic could pull it off, I'm happy. If not, like I said, Brook Lopez is going to be a trade chip. For any team that likes three-point shooting, even though he hasn't been shooting at a high clip this season, and just needs a big man who's serviceable for a year, like a rental, Brook Lopez is an option. So we have a couple of trade chips for reals this season. Dan, what is Brandon Ingram's ceiling? Sky is the limit, man. I can't even put a ceiling on him right now. He can do it all. I mean, he can dribble. He can go coast to coast. He can pass. He can defend. He can rebound. He can score. I just love his attacking ability. That's his primary specialty. Once that mid-range and three-ball start, coming together even more consistent, game over for the league. He might be an MVP candidate. That's what I think his ceiling is. Maybe even an NBA champion, soon, like in the next 3 to 4 years. Who knows? Kid is still raw, though. He needs to put on some muscle, and he has a lot of work to do. But I am a huge fan of Brandon Ingram. Thoughts on Murray being cocky? Jamal Murray is irrelevant in the league. Right? He has one of the lowest three-point shooting percentages. Honestly, I think he's just trying to be relevant by dribbling around Lonzo Ball and, feeding to the whole ESPN thing. That's the way you become relevant, right? He's so irrelevant. He plays for Denver. Nobody cares about Denver. So, therefore, he's trying to get he's a tryhard. He's trying to get media attention any way possible. And he knows that dribbling around a future star in Lonzo is going to get him the oohs and the ahs from the idiot fans out there. Like, oh, he disrespected him. Those idiots, the ones that actually buy into the whole hype and drama. But I'm just, honestly, I don't care. I thought his teammates did a great job of coming to his defense. And I thought Brandon Ingram did an amazing job of, Lonzo Ball did an amazing job of just walking away. So it's all fine. We'll get him next game. Watch. Dan, what do you think about the Knicks' future? Man, again, I'm a Laker fan first, Laker fan second, and Laker fan third. But if I had a fourth team, it's the New York Knicks. And I'm very excited for their future. Kristaps Porzingis has been nothing short of spectacular this season. Unfortunately, injuries keep plaguing him here and there. But I'm hyped for them. Even their rookie, Frank Ntilikina, looks pretty, awesome. I mean, he has a lot of skill set. He's still a raw player. He's not putting up the numbers right now, but their future looks bright. Also, Tim Hardaway Jr., they have a nice little core as well. So I think the Knicks and the Lakers are pretty much on par. Like if the Knicks were in the Western Conference, they'd have a little bit of a worse record than they have right now. But I think rebuilding wise, they both have a bright, bright future. And boy, would I love it if these two teams eventually met in the NBA Finals, which I don't believe has ever happened. But correct me if I'm wrong. But I would love to see the Knicks and the Lakers meet in the NBA Finals at some point with these young cores. I think it would be amazing for the NBA, and their fan bases are two of the most loyal, amazing fan bases out there. So, gotta be excited for the Knicks. I'm even more excited for the Lakers, though, man. Do you think we got a shot at getting Durant next year? What's up, Dan? Hope we get this win tonight. What's up, Zach? Yes, I see. The thing about Kevin Durant is he's a puzzling type individual. Nobody expected him to leave Oklahoma City, but I did say I thought there was a good chance of that happening simply because that GM has, traded away star players in the past and shown the unwillingness to pay for a superstar championship team. Therefore, I kind of predicted KD leaving the Thunder. Now, the Warriors is a little bit trickier. A couple of things are going to have to happen for him to leave the Warriors. First, I think they're going to have to win another championship where he feels satisfied enough to, he wants to get his own credit and have his own team. That's going to have to happen. Another thing that is going to have to happen is Draymond Green, I think, has to chew him out a couple of times and get under his skin where in the back of his mind, he's like, well, I don't have to take this. If I have my own team, everybody will respect me. If those two things happen, then I think there's a shot that KD leaves. And if he leaves, the Lakers are definitely going to be one of the top destinations. Why? Everybody might laugh at this, but look, first of all, we got Magic Johnson, we got Rob Pelinka, we got the beautiful city, we got the history, and we're moving in the right direction. We have the right pieces to build around somebody like Kevin Durant. So, if he truly wants to take that next step and just be a leader and just be that guy, and if he gets tired of being called a cupcake, this would be the perfect place for him to prove himself. If he takes the Lakers to the finals, he's proven, bro. That's all he needs. He doesn't even need it. Push us over the top. Just take us to the finals because we haven't been there in a while. So that's all, man. What do you think about my comments? I haven't seen your comments, brother. Hey, Dan, first question ever to you. Do you think Paul George would leave OKC next year for the Lakers if the opportunity presents itself? I'm counting on it, bro. And thank you for the question, by the way. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on PG-13. I think he already has 1 foot out the door. I think he's a Laker, man. I think this is where his heart's at. Obviously, we got caught tampering, and if you notice his body language every time, like they put him on the spot, he seems a little nervous. So I think I can guarantee you his heart is here in LA right now. Now that can change from here to by the end of the season if the Thunder get it rolling and they develop some kind of chemistry. That could always change, but the chances of that happening are slim to none. So I still think he's going to be a Laker. He might be the one free agent that we can bank on coming for sure next season. But nothing's sure, nothing's guaranteed till it's actually, you put pen to paper. So we can't count that blessing yet till it happens. And once it does, then I'll be hyped, man. Chances of the Lakers making the playoffs. I give them about a 30% chance right now. We can always elevate it if we get on a win streak. And we're really only like 4 to 5 games out of the 8th seed right now. Anything can switch around. But I think a good trade would actually help us. Like if we're able to get a shooter. Like, I know Allen Crabbe is not going to come. I know they just got him and he's doing good in Brooklyn. But if we were able to get that type of player just to come in and just relieve, Lonzo in the backcourt scoring duties, and Lonzo could just play comfortably and knowing he has a sniper from beyond the arc, I think our fortunes would change really quickly. Sometimes all you need is one player or 2 or 3, but anything can happen, man. Will Luke make it past the trade deadline? If I had to put my money on it, I'd say yes. Unfortunately, but it is what it is, man. At this point, we got to just sit tight and see what happens. Magic Johnson's the boss, and I'm sure we're in good hands. So let's just let it rock and let's see them work their magic. Tonight will be a challenge, and that's for sure. 7:30 radio, that's for sure, bro. Hopefully, we rise to that challenge and we make it competitive, and it comes down to the wire. And I pray for a W, but if we don't get a W, I at least want us to compete hardcore and just take that team to the wire. And again, just prove ourselves. Dan, do you think the Lakers will be the 8th seed in the playoffs? My heart says yes, but my head says I don't know. I hope so. Will Magic tell Luke to start Kuzma? Eventually, I think if Luke keeps making these stubborn mistakes that are obviously not helping out, I think Magic's going to have to come down from his throne and just smack him. Just be like, what are you thinking, bro? Like Kingpin, he's going to have to come down, bro. What if Luke gets traded? Hey, that is actually a possibility. I know it's a joke for you, but Doc Rivers got traded from the Boston Celtics to the Clippers, so anything's possible, man. I'll take a first-round pick. Randle isn't worth the extension. He's another Kenneth Faried, to be honest. Well, he's a lot more skilled than Kenneth Faried. He can dribble, he can score better. Kenneth Faried is just a workhorse, rebound, and putbacks. Randle's a lot more than that. But is he worth the max? No, he's not worth the max. But if I could, man, if Randle could buy into that, like I've been saying it all year, if he could buy into that backup role, I would sign those 2 max free agents and then go over the cap to sign Randle, man, because he's gonna be something very good in this league. I think so, man. I think he's gonna be that Lamar Odom from the league, man, that could just push a team over the top. Dan, you think Blake will be a Clipper for life for the rest of his career? Man, I hope so, bro. Blake, honestly, the thing about Blake Griffin is he made the choice of money over winning titles, and now he has to live with that choice, so it is what it is. Lakers were never interested in Blake Griffin because he's soft, and he's not the type of player that'll put you over the top. He had Chris Paul on his team, DeAndre. They were a decent trio, but they were more like flop city because they never got anywhere. So I don't want Blake Griffin, and I wish him the best, but the Clippers aren't going nowhere. If you can guess on any player we trade this year, who do you think it is? Brook Lopez. If we can somehow attach Lil Deng to Brook Lopez, that would be amazing. But I don't know. At this point, I'm willing to give him away for a second-round pick. Brook has been atrocious. Thankfully, in that trade, we got Kyle Kuzma, because if we didn't, then the whole league would be trashing us for the trade. Trust me. There's always one of those haters lurking around just waiting to say, ha, Lakers suck. Those are the worst kind of fans out there. And I was talking to plenty of them last night, man, when the whole Jamal Murray incident happened. Man, these fans are ignorant. They look for any little thing to say, Lonzo's trash. He didn't even react. I'm telling you, man, we got haters left and right, but we got to smack them left and right. That's the way it works, man. Being a Laker fan is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. You got to rep your team no matter what. I mean, I repped even when Dwight Howard was on our team. That embarrassing clown was on the team, and I still represented the Lakers no matter what, man. Do you think the NBA draft is rigged? I don't know if you ever saw my old video, but I had a theory that we were going to get the number 2 pick and draft Lonzo Ball. So I think sometimes it might be rigged. Not all times, but when they want a franchise to get on the map, maybe. I mean, what are the odds that LeBron James leaves the Cavs and they get all these first-round picks and he comes back home and the whole Cinderella story happens? So I don't know. I don't know what the odds are. All I know is that it's a little something fishy going on all the time. Every game, Lonzo gets a little bit more comfortable. Can't wait for his second year. Yeah, man. His second year, I think he should have his feet wet and he should be set, ready to attack with aggression and just mix it up and keep the defense on their toes. Very hyped for Lonzo, man. Honestly, I don't think fans know what we have yet, especially the fair weather fans that want to see instant results. But the ones of us, those few of us that do see the bigger picture, we could see how special he's going to be. There was a play last game where he snatched the rebound away from Kenneth Faried. Not a lot of guards can do that, if any. And then he goes, the full length of the court, and he does like a half court pass to the wide open. I think it was Brook Lopez for a very easy dunk. So those kind of point guards are going extinct. And yes, once in a while you'll have Damian Lillard or Steph Curry or Russell Westbrook make an amazing play, but it doesn't happen as often as Lonzo does. I mean, again, the kid is almost averaging a triple-double in his rookie season. What else can you ask for, man? Dan, did you like Xavier Henry? Oh, man, I remember that kid. Before he got injured, he looked like a poor man's James Harden. He had the Euro step. He was athletic. Man, I was really loving Xavier. It's a shame injury bug bit him and he never recuperated, man. But, yes, I was a fan. Also, though, the Mike D'Antoni system always makes players look better. So that's a little tricky. But I did like him. He's very exciting. But so was Shannon Brown. So there's always those kind of players. They're fun to watch, but they never amount to anything. It is what it is, man. What have you heard? I've heard that the trade deadline is going to be very active. Maybe as soon as December 15th. Recently, Rob Pelinka, like I mentioned earlier in the video. I'm not sure if he was on 710 ESPN LA or what show he was on, but apparently he stated that the Lakers are going to be active in trade talks, or he insinuated it. So we'll see what happens, man. Thomas Bryant was a steal. He was a projected top 10 pick, but team struggled. I'm not sure. I didn't know too much about Thomas Bryant. I didn't really follow him like that through his collegiate career. But I do like what I see from him and what I've seen from his G League stint. And hopefully he continues to progress and develop, because he could be that Clint Capella type, but maybe with a 3-ball, which would be deadly. But yeah, man, I would love to see Thomas Bryant play. He reminds me of a bigger, stronger Tarek Black. I think that's the kind of player he's going to be. That hustle, energy guy who could just provide energy plays, and he can help, man. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. Can't wait for this game. Hopefully, we can add our 9th win to the season. We're on a 4-game losing streak, so we need one. Hopefully as soon as possible. And we get this win, I'll be very happy tonight. But as long as we compete, I'm still proud of the team, man. Still making strides. Let's see what happens. Trade deadline is, I think, February 19th. So we have, since December 15th, I think trades are going to start going down, because all the contracts are eligible for trade, even the free agency signed. So we'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be interesting to see what Magic and Rob do moving forward. And let's hope for a victory, and I'll catch you guys right after the game. Peace out, Laker Nation.